Margaret Ann Windsor. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know what tape this is. It's probably about five. I was telling about if anybody cares to go back, I have to give so much background and so much involved in just this part of it. I was kidnapped from Buckingham Palace, and I was brought over here in 41, age 2, given the name of Peggy Ann Dipsey Childers, a twin. And I do want to show this. This is my Aunt Georgia O'Keefe. Claudia O'Keefe's my mom. This woman's illegal, so's her father, who helped kidnap me with the New World Order, and Rockefeller's Rothschilds, Jews and Irish. My mom was Irish. How's that, Joe Kennedy? Um, there's my dad. I'm British. Don't you ever think anybody for one moment I'm anything else. I love my mom. Look what they did to my mom. My dad, his own brother. This person here is illegal. They signed illegal treaties to allow the United States to put its military all over British soil. This is in Great Britain's hostages. And by the way, the United States is looking like the good guys, and people will hate me for this unless the truth's told. They've gone into Nigeria, and they're going to look like the good guys when, hey, they're using mind control. They used it in Kenya on the West Gate, and that can all be proven. And only Israel went in there in the United States. That was a British territory also, just like Nigeria was. And now the United States owns everything, even the Queen, and holding us hostage. Nobody seems to care. But anyway, that's my dad, and I won't pull out the rest of it. I wanted to go back to this. I was telling about Sizer, Ron Sizer. I think that's his name. I've Googled it. It's what he's put on this stuff, and I don't find that right now, but I've put it on other things. Don't happen to see it right at the moment. But anyway, I put it on other stuff. And I've got it. But anyway, I moved out there, and when I was talking about the agencies, they had me running around. It's not funny. I was in the freezing and the hot sun falling down on the side of the road. My God, you have no idea. Nobody would be treated like that. But running from one agency to the other, walking, and the, what do they call them? Oh, don't let me forget. It's where you go to get help here in Roanoke, one of the places, the homeless assistance. And they had a van. And it looked like they were doing me a favor. This stuff is running me around with homeless assistants, and I'm sitting in there with them. And the whole thing was none of this should have happened. They joined a conspiracy, and the agencies are, well, food stamps. How about that? That's a state agency and federal. You got the homeless assistance in TAP here. That's federally funded. They get grants, and they have to send proposals to get money, etc. So the feds, they do what the feds tell them to. And by the way, Joe Kennedy, her grandfather, helped my kidnapping. He was ambassador to England. This is part of the New World Order. Obama is, and Elizabeth is, and the Jews. Rockefeller's Rothschilds. Hope that doesn't offend anybody that I say Jews. It offends me, what's been done to me, and I'm sad to say I don't know many people that it offends. It seems to have been all right, except the Brits and Germans have helped me, and some Americans. Anyway, back to Sizer before this goes out, and I've got it here. I put it on other tapes. I just can't pull it all out right now. I thought I had. But I went out there, and the point to connect this is homeless assistance. Ricardo took me out there. And I can't get into giving all the details of that, except Ricardo told me that they called him in. He was in D.C. I believe he's from Chile, is a South American country or Argentina, where back some years ago they were fighting. And, oh, by the way, all of these Caribbean and a lot of these, not Chile, but were British colonies. And now then, who owns them? the United States does, along with everything else. But anyway, he told me that the feds, he was in D.C. because part of his family came over here, or came up here, because of persecution, they said. Well, he had, I can't remember the country, but it was South America. Chile comes to mind. But anyway, he was fighting, and they locked him up, and he was in a prison there for a long time. And he came here, and in D.C., the FBI called him in there, so he told me, all these people could take a lie detector test, but um, who's going to add all this, the FBI or the investigative team? Who's going to investigate it? Until I got this, I had no outlet. No law will touch it. They're helping do it, orchestrate it. Until I got YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, I had nothing. No, and I don't know if this does me any good. But anyway, they called him in there, and what they told him, they opened the book. It looks like they just put it up on the internet or something. But anyway, he said they had a book, showed him what all they had on him, and if he didn't help them, they'd send him back to Chile or whatever the country was. And he said to me, the minute I got off the plane there, they'd kill me. So everybody's had a reason. It was a reason to protect themselves. It didn't matter about me. It was illegal. So there's no law. At least not for me. Now, what if there's no law for you? Because Interpol was supposed to be in this whole thing, I was told, when they did a quick cleanup after I left Bedford and came here to get worked over again at Corporate Suites 2 years ago. And promised that her brother was a detective in Bedford and they'd take care of me. Well, they did, just not the kind way. And here I am back here again because I've been run from here to there till I can't run anymore. So if I've got a little time, I'm going to get back to Sizer. He had the little cottage like outside his enormous house and estate out in Troutville, where I lived off of the Appalachian Trail. And by the way, the trail ran right across the street from him. But it's like you're out in the country. And my life was hell without going into it there when the homeless assistance guy, Ricardo, took me there. And I had money for a motel when he called me. But he took me there, and anyway, I was supposed to sign a lease, and when I got back there with a few belongings, he decided, Mr. Sizer had, that he was going to go month to month, and it was unfurnished. I moved in. I gave him the deposit. I gave him prorated rent December the 22nd, I believe, or November. I can't remember. I stayed there till, he came in. I could get into telling what he did and what was illegal. Nobody would touch it. The building codes were wrong and illegal, and people in Botetourt County just told me they were in charge of that. It was illegal, but they couldn't do anything about it. Well, I didn't know this man had a lot of family there in Botetourt, but it doesn't matter. Everybody in Botetourt knew what was going on with me. And one of the guys at Holland said, well, when they had poured gasoline under the air conditioning, that everybody around here knows that you're allergic to chemicals, and laughed. And anyway, when I left there, I found out, this is just one of the problems, was when I opened the door up over me, there was a string that pulled down from the ceiling, and when I went up there, his mother, who was deceased, all her things had been put up there, at least clothing and some of the furniture. It was all molded and mildewed. And that's just part of the problem that he created and put in there with chemicals. When I moved, I'm going to make it short because this is going out, I did nothing. He kept my deposit. He told me I was evicted, which I find out now that they're saying that he made it up. Well, he had 2 or 3 cops sitting there in an eviction thing they said he made up. So everybody's done this, and nobody will admit they've done anything wrong. And he turned over that I owed him $900 and something, and I wish you could see the lies that he put in there. The place was clean. It was cleaned out. My God, I only stayed there a few months. He kept the deposit, and he made my life a living hell. He should be locked up. Nobody's been. As far as I know, everybody